Good morning, Dr. Hickey, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Patterson, faculty, and fellow students. Steve Goodyear said, "Those who overcome great challenges will be changed. For our struggles enter our lives as unwelcome guests, but they bring valuable gifts, and once the pain subsides, the gifts remain. These gifts are life's true treasures." The feeling of being lost is hard to explain for some people. The word means unable to find one's way, not knowing one's whereabouts. The way I would describe it would be a feeling of disconnectedness, not having clarity and feeling confused. If you feel this, how do you cope with it? How do you get rid of it? The feeling of being lost could be a bump in the road, or a bad thing that is inevitable. Whichever it is, whatever it isn't always such a horrible thing. It could lead to better things in the future. Although you might not see it yet, some of the greatest experiences can come out of the bad times. My feelings of being lost began when I was in elementary school. When I was in 4th grade, my parents got divorced. I vividly remember the moment when I found out it was going to happen. It was a little after Christmas, and both of my parents sat my brother and I down on the couch in the living room. I could smell the pine from our Christmas tree, and my eyes kept straying to the wall where my shiny new bike rested. My brother and I thought we were going to be in trouble for something like not cleaning up our toys in the other room. Instead, the conversation began with my mom saying, "Just so you know, we both love you so much." Immediately, I felt a pit in my stomach. I knew from what she said that it wasn't going to be good news. I couldn't think of any time she had started a conversation like that. I was confused and worried, trying to figure out why she would want us to know that they loved us. But even still, in those moments, between one sentence and the next, I could not predict what was coming. Both my parents explained what was going to happen, that we would switch houses every week, and that's how it would be fair for both of them to spend equal time with us. They then explained how everything between us wasn't because of my brother and I at all. After they told us, I was in complete and utter shock. I beat myself up over it. Their divorce came as such a surprise to me because I didn't see anything that would contribute to them separating. I thought it was my fault because I was the oldest, and I thought I was responsible for my family's closeness. The days following after my parents told me, I was constantly thinking about it and why it happened. I kept blaming myself for the divorce, even though they explicitly said it wasn't my fault. I started feeling that like there was nothing that could fix how horrible I felt, and that I would never feel any sort of normal again. I twisted what happened in my head and put all the blame on me. I was thinking that maybe it could have been all my fault because my brother and I sometimes fight. Even though it didn't make sense, I still thought that. This is how I started feeling lost in many different parts of my life. At school, I decided that doing the work would be pointless, and I just stopped trying. Clearly, hard work couldn't fix everything. This had consequences that affected my grade and my relationships with some friends. I remember one day, my class and I were sitting on the rug reading a book, and my teacher called on me to read a couple pages. Normally, I would say yes, because I love to read. But I said no thanks, which threw the whole classroom off because there was an awkward silence, and then the teacher called on someone else. After that class, I got an F in participation for the first time ever, which made me think school was stupid. Another time that discouraged me from trying in school was when the work got challenging. When I didn't understand the science lesson about rocks, I didn't ask for questions or ask for help. I remember there was a paper that was supposed to be filled out, and that it went with the video we were watching. But I didn't understand the questions. I just didn't care to put any effort, so I left it blank. I failed that too. This low effort in science was now how I usually behaved. In 4th grade, I was in the advanced STEM class. That class only had around 10 students in it. We were a group that worked hard and loved to learn new things. In that class, we would normally do extra math or coding with Sphero robots. A Sphero robot is a robotic ball that you can control by touching or tilting your smartphone or tablet. The week I got back to school from winter break, we had a group project where we were coding Sphero robots around a maze, and the winners would get a prize. I was in a group with my best friend at the time and one of the other kids. Both of them were working super hard while I was hardly working. This wasn't typical of me, but since I had started feeling lost, I had found it impossible to put in effort. For the project, I had the job of building the bridge that the Sphero had to slide under and loop back around to climb over top of it. I was supposed to measure it and make support beams that wouldn't be in the way. I was moving slowly, barely doing anything. I decided not to measure carefully and just stick support beams under it. When it was time for the maze test, ours failed because the beams were in the way of the robot and the bridge broke. My group members really wanted to win, and I was the reason we didn't. This cost me the relationship I had with my best friend. She was really upset that we failed, and she started to not want to be in groups with me. This really hurt me because my only friend in that class wouldn't talk to me. It was another bad thing that happened to me, and I could feel myself crumbling. Not only did we lose the competition, we also received a failing grade. The grade, combined with my friend getting upset over something that seemed small to me, directly began the decline of my interest in school. I wanted to be better, but I couldn't seem to find the motivation. I couldn't see how it was unfair of me to think something she cared about was so small, but I also felt hurt and alone. I knew that I had done something wrong, and I wanted to improve. I wanted to be there for my friends and to successfully accomplish what I started. After losing that friend in that class and not doing so well, I made new friends. They supported me in class and were some of the most uplifting people that also had a funny side like me. Creating new relationships with these friends gave me the right motivation to fix the things in school that were going wrong. I participated in class again, which led to my grades improving and all the bad things staying in the past. At this time, I was playing for the Wissahickon Warriors. I started to love hockey, and I wanted it to be something that I didn't give up on. I don't think I would love it as much as I do right now if my parents hadn't split up. When my parents split up, I felt confused and unsure if I wanted to play hockey. Instead of sharing my feelings about not wanting to play anymore, I stuck it out. And I wasn't the greatest at hockey. I contributed to penalty minutes more than goals and assists combined. My favorite thing to do on the ice was to check the boys and absolutely demolish them. Even if I wasn't great at it, it was where I didn't feel so lost. I knew that it was something I wanted to keep doing, so I refused to let myself give up. I started using hockey as an outlet for my feelings. Instead, I would take out any fury or sadness by shooting the puck as hard as I could, by skating as fast as I could, and by pushing myself as far as I could. It helped me feel better and less lost. Every time I would step on the ice, even if I was having a bad day, I would end up happy. Even though it took some lows to get me to this place, I wouldn't have stuck it out with hockey. The bad things that have happened to me have all in some way led to great things. Whether it was feeling lost because my parents got divorced or having a disagreement with a friend that ended a relationship, it pushed me in the right direction into great things. Even when bad things would happen to me, hockey would help me overcome them, which made me fall in love with the sport, and to this day, I still love hockey, and I appreciate it more than ever. It has given me so many new experiences and friends. Every bad thing that has happened to me put me on this path, and now I have some of the best things, like new friends, playing hockey at a competitive level, and doing well in school. I don't know where I would be without the bad experiences and feelings. They have all helped me to find where I am and the people that surround me. Thank you.